As I typed out the first post, actually, dictated it, I would stop from time to time to listen. The creaking was not consistent and almost imperceptible. A normal person couldn't probably hear it, but my remaining 4 senses were overly sharpened. I guess what scared me most was the silence in between. I'd speak to dictate, I'd hear the creaking. I'd stop, the creaking would stop too. It was almost as if it was mocking me. I didn't want to think of the thing I'd bumped into. Felt like bumping into a coat rack or something, but I didn't stop to feel around. I have a consistent urge to flee any dangerous situation I'm in, because I know I can't fight it. Even if I were fast, even if I were strong, I can't fight something I don't fully understand. They could be standing right in front of me and, if they were still enough, I wouldn't know. As I finished writing, I reached for my phone. I figured I'd call my sister. I was starting to feel the warmth of the morning light on my shoulders through the windows, and hear some birds. Judging on how stiff I felt, I must have been up all night. The creaking had stopped. Had it made its way up to my door? Was it standing on the other side? "Hey Siri," called Daphne. My voice sounded so hoarse. Usually, I talk to myself a lot. I sing whatever, I play music. This time, I'd been so quiet, so afraid to make a sound, so afraid to breathe. The phone was ringing. "Hi there. You good? It's kinda early." "What time is it?" "Like 6 a.m. "Damn. I'm sorry. Everything okay?" I stopped. Slowly, I crept up to the door and placed my ear on the oak wood, to listen. I could feel someone's presence outside. Waiting. I think someone broke into my house. And they're being very discreet about it. I've started noticing things. Unusual stuff. I trip when I shouldn't, and last night I bumped into something. Like a coat rack. "What? Are you sure?" "Yes." And the staircase kept creaking. Right now, I've locked myself into the bedroom. But I think it's waiting on the other side of the door. Fuck, that's so creepy. I have to be at the office at 9, but I'll phone in if I'm late. I'll come check it out. Thanks. Do you have a key? Silence. Daph. Do you have a key? No, why? Didn't I give you one? You did, but I didn't take it. I felt weird having a key to your house. For fuck's sake. Whatever, just come. I'll fucking go downstairs again and let you in. Okay. Stay safe. Yeah, whatever. I hung up and sat on the floor, back against the door, waiting. Listening. Nothing was going on. Did I scare it off? She texted me she had 10 more minutes until she got to my place. Okay, fuck. Finally, I stood up and unlocked the door. I stood there in silence for a while. My options were very limited. Normal people could literally look around and make out if they were alone or not. I couldn't. All I could do was listen, and if whatever was there was being really still, really silent, my worst option was to feel around. That terrified me. I've talked to others, and something similar for them was sticking their hand out in complete darkness. The thought of touching that thing made my skin crawl. That direct contact was so unbearable and so much more dangerous. But I had no choice, because everything was silent. So I stuck my hands out. My heart raced with every step. I wanted to keep going, but at the same time, I wanted so badly to stop and turn around. Made my way to the stairs. 14 steps. Back to normal. I was barefoot, and the hardwood floors felt so cold, so unusual against my skin. I thought that bothered me, until I stepped into something sticky. Yo! Fuck. What the fuck? I gagged and wiped my foot on the carpet. I was gonna ask Daphne what that was. Made it to the door without any other occurrences. I unlocked it, and was greeted by the familiar voice of my sister. Hi, oh God, I'm so sorry you have to go through this. I'm ready to call 911, dialed up and everything. I'll take a look. I wanted Ryan to come too, but you know how it is with him and work. I felt her warm hands around mine, and her sweet perfume. Thank you. It's such a comfort to have you here. Yeah, no problem. Please take a look. Tell me if you notice anything unusual. And, I stepped into something sticky in the living room. Please tell me what it was. Okay, I will. Let's see. I heard her pace the room carefully, without saying a word. Silence. So? What is it? Anything weird? Silence. Why wasn't she speaking? It's nothing alarming, it's just odd. What did I step on? First of all, that is jam. Jam? Yeah. Jam, are you sure? Yep. There's a jar on your counter. Opened. Maybe you forgot about it. No. I did not fucking eat jam. What? Well, it's nothing, but things are a bit out of order. How? You're usually pretty neat. Right now, it's a bit of a mess. But weird. You've got a pan on the floor, and this painting propped up on your dinner table, taken from the wall. A pile of clothes spread around, almost in a pattern. What the fuck? Go upstairs and check, too. I could tell she didn't want to based on her hesitation. Eventually, I heard her climb the stairs and walk around a bit. So? Anything? Please speak. There's nothing weird upstairs. And no one. Anywhere. It's pretty neat. That bothered me for some reason. How neat? Well, the usual. Bed made, things in order. My bed is made? Yeah. I didn't make it. I was literally sleeping in it, then I woke up to get a glass of water, then the weird shit happened and I locked myself in the bedroom. Didn't stop to make my fucking bed. I mean, it's not perfectly made. Like a child tried to. You said no one was there? No one. Call the police. I heard her getting downstairs. Look, I can't. Why not? Someone was definitely fucking around in my house. And tell them what? That someone made your bed? Placed your pan on the floor? No signs of forced entry, you didn't get hurt. I bumped into something. In the middle of the night? In the dark? How unusual. Okay, well, someone was definitely there. Look, there's not much I can do. I've checked everything, you're pretty safe. You have no attic, no basement, no back door, windows locked, door locked, you're good. I'll help you clean up and I'll get going. If there's anything weird, call me. Okay. I had to ask her. Even though she was going to think I'm crazy. How many steps does my staircase have? What? Count them for me. 14. As usual. Okay. I definitely felt I had flipped a switch with that question, because, after that question, the way she talked to me changed. She was overly patient, overly calm, kept telling me to put on some music, de-stress, take a bath, listen to one of my audiobooks and don't panic. I felt an ounce of heartbreak, to think my sister didn't believe me. But I moved on. After that, a few days passed, when I kept staying alert, but nothing happened. No weird stuff. Everything had gone back to normal. Christmas came and I hosted. Had friends and family over, and forgot about how lonely and desolate I'd felt in that house. Maybe I just had an episode of, wandering. Maybe my mind had just been somewhere else. When you live with a disability, sometimes it's hard to stay on track. So what if my mental health had taken a hit? I was aware of it, and decided to see a therapist. Months passed, and nothing happened. I was happy my new book had been published, and I hadn't felt scared or watched in ages. Things were good. One night, I was on the couch, drinking some wine and watching The Bachelor. Well, not exactly watching, but listening. You know what I mean. It's still entertaining. The AC was on and blasting waves of warmth around the house, and I was starting to feel sleepy. I reached out my leg out of the blanket and touched the floor. The cold floor. Reached my hand out and felt the couch cold, too. This coldness was everywhere. How could it be? I'd had the AC on for the whole evening. Why was it so cold? I reached for the remote and turned the AC up. It wasn't working. Stupid fucking air conditioner. I'm gonna turn it off and on. Modern problems require modern solutions. I told you I talked to myself a lot. So I pressed the big button. The AC beeped. The beep was wrong. It should have been lower. It's higher when it turns on. Was it off this whole time? Couldn't be. I had literally felt its warm breeze on the back of my neck. I stood there in silence, trying to process. It was as if I was just stalling, delaying the moment of realization, because I didn't want to. I didn't want to admit someone or something had been breathing on my neck. It was probably still there, but the breeze had stopped. I turned the TV off. I needed absolute silence to focus. I stood there for what felt like hours, listening. The floors didn't creak, but I could almost make out the carpet being pressed. Steps. Normal people wouldn't have noticed. But I did. The steps were irregular. The pattern was weird, the pacing uncoordinated. I heard when it left the carpet, then a thump indicated it was right next to me. The couch shifted. I was over it. People hallucinate. I stuck my hand to the side, ready to feel whatever the fuck was there. I didn't get the chance. Suddenly, the couch shifted back up and I heard a whoosh. The thing had seen me try to reach it and moved. It didn't want me to touch it. Then I heard a click. My TV turned back on. Whatever it was telling me to ignore it. Why? I was not going to sit around and watch TV with that next to me. I was going upstairs. After I counted the 14 steps, for some reason, I knew the 15th would be there. Went back down. 17. Went back up. 19. Back down. I was 20 extra steps in and counting, when I realized it was not going to end. Stairs were tweaking again. Turned around, went back up into the bedroom, door locked. The TV was still running downstairs. After a while, I heard it turn off. Others would have been terrified. I was relieved. That meant the thing was downstairs and not here, with me.